Why didn't Descartes believe in a philosopher like Aristotle? Or why did he think every bit of knowledge should be based on math? We will learn all of this and all about this metaphysics in just a bit. I researched this for a long time and the results will surprise you. How does the human mind acquire knowledge? Find it out now. Good day guys, this is Descartes Philosophy and today we're going to talk about the metaphysics of Descartes. Subscribe so you don't miss anything, and if you're ready, let's just jump into it. Descartes was a French philosopher and mathematician. He was born in 1596, but his mother died 13 months after his birth. Thus, he had to live with his grandmother. In 1605, Descartes was sent to a Jesuit school, La Flèche, and there he was an excellent student. He was being taught in mathematics, classical languages, and Aristotelian philosophy. With the last one he wasn't happy. In 1614, he graduated from La Flèche and got to study right near Paris, as his father has wished for. He considered taking public office, but decided to travel instead. In 1618, he went to the Netherlands, where he willingly joined the army of Prince Maurits, near Breda. A possible reason for why he chose that city was the applied maths, used and developed by Simon Stevin. During the 30-Year War, Descartes promoted to an officer in the army of Maximilian I of Beieren. He wasn't a real soldier though. He mainly participated in the war just to get to know people and learn about the world. One night in November, he got 3 visions. In one vision, he saw a journal with the words, "What kind of life road am I going to walk on?" He meant that the visions answered the question and that the answer was wisdom and philosophy. Soon after this, he left the army and went on a pilgrimage to the Basilica of the Holy House in Loreto. During this period, Descartes began to develop his way of thinking and started writing a book, Regulae ad Directionem Ingenii, which is Latin for rules to give a direction to the mind. In this book, he talked about math, science, and laid foundation for his later philosophical ideas. Then he moved to the Netherlands, because according to him, the climate there was better to think. By this he meant of course that there was peace. And in 1630, he began to study again at the University of Leiden, and had a lot of contact with various philosophers and professors. He lived in Amsterdam until 1634, and in the summer of 1635 he started teaching philosophy at the University of Utrecht. This is also when he wrote Discours de la méthode, or Discourse on the Method. In this autobiographic book, he says to only trust your own mind. It is mostly famous because of the quotes Cogito, Ergo sum, which means in Latin, I think, therefore I am. During this period, Descartes continued to reject Aristotle's philosophy, and he thought that everything of real knowledge should be based on maths. He also consequently applied algebra to geometric questions, which laid foundation for the math and physics today. In Meditationes de Prima Philosophia, he delivered some proof for the existence of God. In 1650, he died due to a pneumonia. Now, let's talk about his philosophies. To understand his philosophies, you first have to understand what metaphysics is. Metaphysics is the branch of philosophy that examines what really is real or what really exists. It also tries to discover the relations between mind and matter, or substance and attribute. Descartes first presented his metaphysics in the Meditations, and then he reformulated it in a textbook format in the Principles. His metaphysics sought to answer these philosophical questions. How does the human mind acquire knowledge? What is the mark of truth? What is the actual nature of reality? How are experiences related to our body and brains? Is there a benevolent God? And if so, how can we reconcile his existence with the fact of illness, error, and immoral actions? First, let us focus on how Descartes thinks the human mind acquires knowledge. Descartes acknowledges that the human mind can learn and discover truths about the nature of reality, but where it disagrees with Aristotle is the fashion in which you learn these things. He starts his book Meditations with the sentence, "Whatever I have till now accepted as most true, I have acquired either from the senses or through the censors." However, he doesn't say this himself. This is what Aristotle thought. In the following section, he challenged whether this claim was true or not. Obviously, he thought this wasn't true, and Descartes said that they believed everything was in their senses because of the prejudice from when you were a child. A child is always led and will always be led by his senses. That is why as an adult you are still immersed in those senses. Descartes believes that the human intellect is able to perceive this nature without the need of senses. So he says, humans are able to perceive these things on a truly and purely intellectual level. He even goes as far as to say that if we want to discover metaphysics, we have to withdraw ourselves completely from our senses. For the second question, what is a mark of truth? Descartes believed that if you see something so clearly and distinctively, it has to be true. Of course, people had objections, and Gassendi argued that people can be wrong, but believe they are right. Thus, he asked Descartes what the method is for recognizing distinctiveness and clarity. Descartes answered to this that we have a clear and distinctive perception of something if we have no doubt about it. It means by this that if something is so clearly seen that the mind is immediately pulled towards it and has no doubt about it whatsoever. So, this lack of doubt isn't created by any ego or stubbornness, but by gut feeling. Descartes' views on the nature of reality is that everything is built out of three substances. The first is God. Descartes goes as far as to say that God is the only perfect thing and that nothing can exist without God, since he created it and he has to preserve it. The other two substances are mind and matter, which both have to be preserved and created by God. All three of these substances have essences. God's essence is perfection. Matter's essence is extension in length, breadth, and depth. But the mind's essence is where it gets interesting. According to Descartes, the mind has two main powers, the will and the intellect. The intellect, or perception power, is further divided into three parts: the pure intellect, the imagination, and the sense perception. The will is also divided into several parts, such as desires, doubts, aversion, assertion, or denial. Descartes thinks that even though the mind has will, intellect is the more basic power. Do you think you can deliver evidence for the existence of God? Let us know down in the comment section. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any amazing philosophy, or maybe just start by watching another one of our videos. I hope I see you in the next one.